This is the November 12th, 2024 meeting of the Acushnet Public Library Board of Trustees. We are being audio taped and videotaped, and we do have a quorum. Our first item on the agenda today is the Secretary's report from October 2nd. Anyone have any clarifications or questions on those minutes?
Not here.
Nothing? All right. We can get a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Next on the agenda is the budget.
So, under salaries, I know I say this every meeting, we are close to what we should be spending for our salaries because there's not much wiggle room there, except for the children's room assistant. So that means that there will not be a staff meeting this year because of the holidays coming up. So some staff will be getting paid for those holidays. Normally they don't work that day, but per the union contract they do get paid. And then also for staff emergencies, I'm not going to test the waters and have a staff meeting this year. After the holidays pass and a little bit into early spring, we'll revisit to see where we are spent, and then maybe have a staff meeting right before summer reading. But that's a maybe. So
If you don't mind my asking, how does a staff meeting, and I'm only because I had no knowledge of it, how does a staff meeting affect the budget? Is it that you have to pay people to be there, or?
yes, so
Okay.
we usually have it, because Fridays we don't open till 1.
Right.
We usually have a 2-hour window, so like 10 to 12, where
Okay.
we're able to have a staff meeting. But because our lines are so tight, I'm
Yes.
scared to push that in case there is an emergency with staff. The last thing I want to do is close because we don't have enough staff,
Right.
because I can't have someone come fill in.
Okay.
But that's why I want to leave it like that.
Okay.
And the holidays coming up, the salary lines just go up. The
Sure,
payroll
because
that
they pay
week goes
days.
up slightly up.
Okay, thanks for the
But
explanation.
after that,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, so that's regarding salaries. Energy, so I got October's bill this week, so I submitted it for payment. So we are at 17%, which is really good. And then I pulled some numbers. So from July to October of FY25, we have spent $2,863. And then from July to October of FY24, we spent $2,921 on the energy. So we're actually a little bit down, yes. So when it comes budget season, it is budget season. Not when it comes, it's here.
And we expected that to go up.
Yes.
Significantly.
Yes, so,
That's good news.
I don't know.
So that is good.
So I don't know if the town worked with someone or what, but the bills are almost identical to last year. So
So far this time anyway, so now we'll have to see what happens during the winter.
yes.
But that's great.
Yes. So
Hope it stays that course.
I do, and I really do, and we are down, less than 100, but we'll see what happens come the winter months. So I think this week has been the most that we've had the heat on. I still haven't turned the heat on. So there's 2 separate HVAC units. There's the ones that are in the ceiling and in the wall, and then there's 3 that are in the entryways of the building. That needs to be turned on with a fuse box switch. I haven't turned them on yet.
Okay.
Because October, it was 70 degrees. There was no need to have the heat in the hallway. So I'm kind of really pushing it to see how this week goes, and then I'll look ahead into the forecast to see if there's any, 70-degree weather coming up, because we would be boiling. But right now they're shut off, and that could be a reason that the energy's a little bit less, because those we can't control.
Are
Yes.
the north and south separate? or are they the same?
They're recessed into the wall. They're all the same. So there's one in the staff entryway, the deck entryway in the front, and those just run continuously. The only way I can control them is shutting the fuse, turning it on and off. So in April, I go ahead and shut it off, and it's still on.
Because I would think this one, you've got sun shining in.
I know.
This one must stay warm.
Yep. I mean, they just throw hot air, and it might affect the other HVAC unit that uses the computer program that we use to, determine the temperature. It's separate. I don't know why, why it wasn't removed when these were put in, but that's a whole other issue. The other thing I want to bring up is the telephone. So I received a telephone bill, and I noticed that the bill our telephone bills are never consistent. So I noticed that the Verizon bill was actually, there's 4 lines in town. There's one here, this is used for the fax machine. There's one here, there's one at the police station, and there's 2 at the school department. So what happened is that when another department doesn't use the fax machine, the place who does use it fits the bill.
Oh, gee.
The entire bill. So
And so you are it.
So, we're a public building. People use our fax machines.
Yes.
So what it is through Verizon, a line is, let's say, $12. So we pay $12, the school department pays $24 because they have 2, and the police department pays $12. That wasn't happening. So there was only a month where we didn't use the fax machine because we didn't have a fax machine.
Right, it was broken.
Yeah.
So somebody else got that bill?
Apparently. So starting this October bill that I just received, they are now dividing it equally. So everyone will pay their fair share of their $12, and then it's like 17 cents for the call. So we're paying a little bit above the $12. I don't know how long this has been going, but I know starting today it will be fair. And I look, when it comes FY26 budgeting, I can hopefully budget the telephone line a little bit better, because right now I am very close. I'm halfway, and we're not halfway through FY25 yet. So I have to be very careful with the telephone line, which I have been with. So hopefully going forward, that will no longer be an issue, and it will be fair to everyone who has a fax line, even if you don't use it.
That was a good catch.
Thank you.
That was definitely good detective work.
All right. So after that, our materials. So our material line took a giant spent up because I put money into Hoopla. I know I say this every month, but our Hoopla borrowing was the highest ever. So we had 431 borrows last month. That means our bill for Hoopla was a little bit over $1,000. This does count for state aid, so when we do the act to make sure I have to spend 16% on materials, Hoopla does count. And then out of the 431 borrows, 70% were audiobooks. So audiobooks are the thing. So I added more money to that because
I didn't borrow all 400 of them, I promise.
So
I probably had 30, but not all 400 for mine.
So I'm very normally we would have put 2,000 in there, but because it's just gone up. I'm just going to put more than, so I don't have to do this every month. And that's that's where we are right now. So for the entire, regarding to our budget for FY '25, we're at, let's say, 37% spent. Any questions about the budget before I jump on to statistics?
Just a quick comment.
Yes.
That, going into the hoopla, that's good spending.
It is.
I mean, it's good spending
It
for
is,
us
you know.
because it's absolutely direct services.
It is, and it's gone up over the years, and we don't know if they're physically coming into the library, but we know they're accessing the services there.
Yeah.
And that counts for state aid, and it counts as patron use.
Yeah.
And I think too, now that COVID, the dust from COVID settling, and more people are going back to, there's more of a commute, so that people they're back in the car, they're back to
Sure.
not being, not having as much time to physically read, so at least if it kind of sort of helps with the traffic if you're listening to something.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
So I think it's
taken,
good.
how podcasts were the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Audiobooks have taken over.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Definitely.
Quick question on the sales budget.
Yes.
Line item. It says it's 100% expended.
Yes.
And
That's our membership fee to sales.
oh,
So
okay.
that's done,
I didn't know if
yes,
that was
that's a
like the
one-time
monthly
fee,
one.
yes.
Gotcha, okay.
That's a one-time fee, that's all done.
Gotcha.
And then the same thing with tech support, that is tech support through sales.
Yep.
So that's paid for to the news.
And that won't come up again until.
It won't come up till, I do have the figures, so what I'm doing FY '26, so I'm
Yeah.
already putting those in. And they're really good with us, this was their estimate and it's exact, so.
Excellent, thank you.
And I will say that it's slightly down, so good for sales. I don't
It's like having a sale. Sale at sale. We like that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So just quickly over statistics. So from September to October, our computer sessions went up for October, even though the people counter went slightly down. And then our study room use also went up in October. I think that has to do with school being back in session. And then for computer sessions, we've been noticing that there's a lot more, I'm going to say they're high school students who are coming to use the computers, which is always a fantastic sight to see. So I just wanted to mention that regarding the statistics. And then that's it. Any questions about statistics?
I don't think so. Anyone else have anybody have anything? No? Alright. We all set with the budget. Can we just get a motion?
Motion to accept the budget is presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Old business. My favorite topic.
For the last time.
The final, thanks to
final.
John and company, the final update regarding the portico, or as some people call it, the awning, over the front door.
Well, we never thought this would come to an end, but it looks like it has.
And it looks
It's bewildering.
beautiful.
It does look
It
terrific.
was worth, I was gonna say, it was worth the wait.
So worth the wait.
It was a lot more work than I think everybody anticipated, especially when it had to be put back in place as close to possible as where it was. So the DeRoche brothers did a really, really nice job. Seth and Noah, former students, nice to see that.
Great.
Noah was out there scribing it to the brick to try to get it to fit just right. And they did a really nice job of making sure that it's weather tight. It's got a nice rubber membrane up there. They even put a hard hat on top so that way any water that would blow towards the building won't hit it and just go outside. So
We're good for another 100 years, I guess.
you're good for another 100 years.
Great.
Or
It'll
until you
be
decide-
someone else's problem.
I don't know, Jen.
I'm not gonna be here for 100 years.
Yeah, so they did a really nice job on that. I think it took them a few more days than they expected, but at the end of the day, they threw some stuff in they had at the shop, the PVC molding, so that those don't rot.
Oh, that's great.
So you're good to go.
That is wonderful.
And it looks great.
Yeah, it does.
So I have received the invoice from DeRoche Brothers, so it ended up being $3,200. And then, so the trustees voted back in July
1902.
13th, 2022, they approved $4,000 from the stock gift fund. So I do have the invoice here, that just needs to be signed, and then we can submit this so that way they can get paid.
Fantastic.
So I'm so grateful. It's up there. It looks fantastic. We're just waiting now so we can install the light underneath.
And did we reach out, do we have an electrician?
So I reached out to Bristol. Old Colony, sorry.
Oh, yeah, Old Colony.
Old Colony, and I'm waiting on a response to see if they would like to have some students come and do, just install the light.
Okay.
So
if you don't
if
hear
I don't,
anything,
I will reach out to the electrician who did the walkway.
yeah,
I wasn't here, but I was told that you down on Hamlin
Okay.
did the walkway,
Okay.
and like to keep it in house.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting on that.
And it's not too bad because the light on in the hallway kind of shines out. Oh, it's pretty bright that it
Yes,
shines out
that's
onto
an
that
LED,
side.
yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's not that someone's coming into the dark, but I mean it would be good to get
Yes,
that
of course.
completed.
Because there are wires that are capped, but
Right,
you know,
but-
they're-
Yeah, just get it
at
all
least we don't
done.
have a hole in the wall.
True statement. Oh, that is great.
Yes.
John, thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
thank you. It was really, I know it was a lot of work and we appreciate, the DeRoche brothers, helping us out with that because it was a big, it was a big project.
They were the right people to call, it's just a matter of, they're so busy.
It was a
Yeah.
schedule, yeah. it's
I
a
appreciate
schedule thing.
everyone's patience with
Yeah,
this. It
no.
took a lot longer than expected.
It's done.
But at the end of the day, it's all. It's
Right,
done.
it's great.
It's done.
And I don't know what we're gonna do, but we will not see the portico on the agenda for the
Ever.
next meeting, so we'll have to find something else to, which I'm sure we will.
will.
Find something to fill it up. Okay, the next item is the flower beds.
So at our last meeting, I spoke that we were waiting on if the stepping stones from Rebecca would be able to use or receive transportation from the Council on Aging. The answer is no. So with that now on the back burner, or completely out of the picture, we now have the Boy Scouts coming in. I'm just waiting on confirmation, hopefully this Saturday at 9, and then the Friends will be sponsoring their supplies, so whatever they need.
That's great.
Yeah, so this was all done through the Friends. Someone there is in contact with the leader of the Boy Scouts, and I'm just waiting. This was set a few weeks ago, but I just want to make sure that it's happening Saturday. So I'm just waiting. So I will be here on Saturday in the morning just to guide them.
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing, but just explain
Why?
why.
You gonna tell them what to do?
Right.
Is that Troop 11?
Troop 11?
Yeah,
Yep.
they have a great leadership. over
Because they did the middle school or something in the middle school
Yeah.
recently.
there.
So I mean, I just show them what needs to be done. Where the piles of weeds are. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully by next meeting we'll have a cleaned up front. Yes.
Are we gonna try to get them like on a schedule?
I will speak to the leader about it. Hopefully we can. So like clean up now, and then
Yeah, we won't need
before
them
the
again.
spring- Yeah,
until
before the spring, and then maybe one time during the summer.
or like they grow more
Yeah, I know.
frequently
I know.
from
Well, they
April
wanted
through.
to plant bulbs, and I was like, no, because we plant, and then no one takes care.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there's bulbs in there, believe me, because I dug them up. I didn't.
Right.
I
I mean,
love the story.
well, if they're going,
Yes.
if this ends up being more of a long-term
Mhm.
situation and they're gonna take care of them,
Mhm.
then maybe we could look into having them plant something. I mean, if they're gonna, if we can, if
Yes.
we can come, ideally, I'd probably like to see maybe twice a month, maybe, or at least once a month in the busy times.
I mean, maybe like in the summer.
yeah, like in this, like I'd say from like maybe May, June to like May, June, July, August, September, maybe once a month there. I mean,
I have to ask. I don't know.
I mean, what do you
I
think? What
really-
does everyone
Yeah.
think about? I mean, I don't think.
If they're willing to.
I mean, I'm thinking
Yeah.
once because other than that, they're gonna grow, and then I mean, we don't want to wait for someone to complain
Right.
about it to then have to try to get a hold of them to.
Right.
So if we just hit once a month, then I think by the time they start to get to be unruly, they'll be coming to.
I mean, I don't know if they meet in the summer. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but maybe we could just.
I can,
ask.
I will speak to Joe, and just see if we can have a plan,
Okay.
going forward. I mean, this, in the winter, obviously,
Yeah.
But, but once it's clean, it'll be easier to maintain.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Just only because I knew when I looked it up to make sure that
Yeah.
it's still there, but to achieve rank in scouts, like to become first class, to move from second class to first class, you've got to participate in 6-hour service projects. So if you sort of approach the Boy Scouts and say, hey, this is a solid venue for your kids to meet their service requirement hours, and that might be something that would sort of perk
Absolutely.
them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And it's a ongoing project, so.
yeah,
Which is, yeah.
when I meet on Saturday,
Yeah,
Also
see how it
bring that up.
goes and
Yeah.
then see if they're willing to, do that. And then we have the friends supplying the supplies, but, I mean, we don't even, what, is that like garbage bags or, I mean, like the brown
bags.
bags,
or,
so that's, I mean,
paper
that's
bags, and then
not
um,
bad.
I don't know if they have access to the I want to say, not the junkyard, the way people throw their,
Oh, yes.
the barn.
Yep, yep.
Sure.
Right.
I don't know, what do they do with the weeds, so
Right.
I'll have to ask.
So they're coming at 9 on Saturday?
As of right now, yes.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on confirmation just to make sure, because this was set about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, but as of right now, they are planning to be here at 9, unless I hear otherwise. And I'll be here.
Let me ask, I've
Yes.
got a relationship, or had a long-term relationship with Troop 11.
Okay.
Would you like me to come over and I can frame that idea on the service hours to them?
You most
That might be as
definitely
helpful as
can.
possible,
Yep.
if you don't mind.
No, I definitely do not.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
That's great, thank you.
One less thing for me to
that-
No, I think that would be fantastic.
Okay, well, I wanted to ask first, I didn't want to do
No,
that.
that's a great idea.
Okay.
That is okay if you did just.
You saved the day, Alan.
Well, it's just that I know enough about it so I can say, hey, you think of it this way, your kids would have an opportunity
Absolutely.
to mark those service hours pretty quickly.
Yep. And I don't have to look for a project,
Yeah.
So that's it for the flower
Anything,
bed.
nothing else on the flower beds, anybody? No? Okay, moving on to new business, the FY '26 action plan.
So, our action plan, is due December 1st. Because we are working with an outdated strategic plan, there's not much that can change with the action plan, except for, me changing the date. Last year, I changed the, patron services advisor to supervisor, but other than that, it's basically the same. Any questions about the action plan?
I do.
Yes.
The first page.
Yes.
Attendance at the tween team programs
Mhm.
will increase 15%.
Mm-hmm.
Is that realistic? When I look back on the numbers for the past, that's been a place we've had trouble getting kids.
Yes, so when we,
15%'s pretty high number.
it is, when we work on the new strategic plan, I mean, these goals might change, it depends on what, gets said at the meetings. But it's definitely not 15%.
Yeah, I would say, because if you look at the numbers, you
Mhm.
put 3% for the other things.
Mhm.
I would say 15%?
I mean, this was, what you see here, the objectives, is what was developed during the strategic plan.
Right.
So that, 2017 to 2000, so this was done probably
15% was already in there?
yes, all this was in there. This is just the objectives and goals from the strategic plan. So this was most likely, the goals were most likely, I don't know exactly when they started it, but it was probably 2016 or maybe early 2017. So these goals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are exactly what the strategic plan has. And then the objectives are exactly what was decided upon during the meetings there. So I can't change any of this because we're working with an outdated strategic. But do I agree the number is high? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when I see a team in here. But this will be revisited once we start working on FY20, not FY26, the new strategic plan.
Thank you.
Which you anticipate will be.
So that's my next.
Next on the.
Next
okay,
on the
great.
agenda.
Okay.
All right. So which leads me, so the updated action plan leads me to planning for the new strategic plan. So our plan ended in FY23. So strategic planning right now is in the very, very early stages. So what I am hoping to do here is just bring it to your knowledge of that. I will be looking for trustees who would be interested in part of the strategic planning process with me. I'm going to do very similar to how Dina did it, where we would have 3 meetings over it'd be less than a year, because I do plan on submitting the new strategic plan October 1st of next year. So we ideally I would like to have at least 2 trustees here, and you know, I'm not from Acushnet, but we do need. And you know, you guys all are, you guys have connections to the community, so you might know people that would be interested in being part of a stakeholder into the planning or the new strategic plan. So the facilitator, who is the person who conducts the meetings, cannot be a trustee or the director. So if you think of someone in mind that might be interested in doing that, for example, the previous strategic plan, the facilitator was one of the selectmen. And then community stakeholders, it could be anyone's, for example, last strategic planning process, there were 2 trustees, 2 people from the Friends of the Library, 2 community reps, so that's just people who are part of the community or use the library. One was the business manager at the school at the time, and there was also, I believe, 2 businesses also involved. So I'm not asking for names. I am not asking if you're ready to do this, unless you know for sure you really want to be part of this. But if you want to be part of this, you know, if you want to think about it, you can always contact me afterwards.
I'd actually like to volunteer.
Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent.
That's all right.
Oh, of course it is. And then, and then from there, I will have a little bit more of a timeline, what exactly what the meetings will entail. But right now, I just need to, or put it on the radar of, like, if you have ideas of people who you think might be interested. I mean, I know patrons, and I can reach out to businesses also, but you know, there's only so much I know here, and you know, you guys live in the community and might have a better understanding of that. So, any questions about strategic planning, or?
I assume that you want to try to get the people in place by.
I would end of this year.
End of this. That's
Yes.
what I was gonna say, so
Yep.
that you can just try to
Yes.
start. Okay.
Yep.
So, all right.
And I will bring this up, I'm meeting with the Friends next week. And I will bring this up there also, see if anyone would be interested in participating in this, so, yes.
That's a good idea.
Yes, and the reason we do strategic planning is so that, you can have an outdated, some libraries don't even have strategic planning, is that you can apply for federal grants.
Which is good.
Yes.
And then we have goals to work toward and things to do.
Yes, and it's outdated,
Which is good
A little
because
ambitious.
if you have the new strategic plan submitted by October 1st, then this will follow up and then
Yes.
it will be updated. And
So
then-
this would be knock on wood, this would be the last year that I'm submitting a outdated action plan.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then this gets submitted to the state so that they have it on file.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I will definitely think about that.
Okay.
See
Yep,
if
like I
can-
said, think about it, and if you know, you can
Yep.
just contact me, and we can take it from there. So we'll probably be talking about strategic planning a lot this.
That's okay. It can replace the portico.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
Absolutely. Do you need a motion for us to accept the
action plan.
action
yes.
plan? Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay. The director's report.
So the director's report, just some highlights. So before I left on vacation, the local cultural grants were due, so I submitted those. I applied to Acushnet, Dartmouth, Fairhaven, Freetown, Mattapoisett, New Bedford, and Rochester.
Wow, good
So
for
a little
you.
ambitious this year. The worst thing they could say is no, but we highlighted the summer concert series, and I really pushed into that. These communities are our top 5 borrowers.
Mhm.
So we'll see. I think they're voting on things, and maybe January we'll get a response. So under town action items for the town, this Monday I will be attending a master plan meeting with the town planner. So that is new. I am excited to meet her and see what the meeting is about. And this will be held at the police station, or conference room at the police station. Also, under town items, I met with the town administrator on the 10th to discuss FY26 budget. And I have started that. I have the contractual items, the ones that I have, like for sales, I have that all set. I have this, like my salary and Sandra's salary, because that's straightforward. Unfortunately, the tech staff, so Tech 1, Tech 2, Tech 3s, their union contract is expiring. So I am going in blindly with this, but I do have previous contracts. So usually it's the chart, it's 3, 3, and 2, so I'm working with that. So it's going to be a really rough estimate. But other than that, like the telephone, I'll have the energy might be a little bit different, but I am still working on that, and I will reach out very shortly to the finance committee on the trustees. Then,
Did you get any indication there are any problems?
Problems, I think it will be similar to last year. I know that the town administrator wants to have the budget in as soon as possible. And that's what I was told. I don't know, I guess it depends on what other departments pull in. So John and I had a discussion about creating a list of building maintenance. And then I found a capital plan the other day on the computer. So I will be sending you that. Yes, because it is outdated, some things have already been done, but we're gonna sit down one of these days, do a walkthrough.
Go through the building.
Yes, yep.
Oh, good. Like as far as like cosmetic things, or as far as like
Well-
changing filters and
Yes.
whatever.
So I would start off with a list of priorities.
Yep,
There are certain things that need to be done. Back here, the post is loose.
okay,
The door needs adjusting, the deck, there's a spot there that's starting to get a little bouncy, so that needs to be affixed. The sign out front, it was never cemented, it was just put in the dirt. So the sign has a big crack in it.
Right.
It could be fixed, but the poles need to be, they should be cemented in the ground. Just little stuff like that. The sills out front on the windows need attention before they rot, and then you have bigger problems. So Elizabeth and I sat down, actually we sat down with Seth when he came to show.
Okay.
Walked him around the building and see if those guys can take care of those things. I mean, it's nice to have Old Colony, but you really can't count on them to be here.
right.
So these things, nip them in the bud before they become liability problems.
Did Seth seem like he was interested
Yep,
and was
he's gonna
able to
come
help
back.
out? Okay,
There's a
good.
couple of things that we showed Seth, and he's gonna get back to us with an idea of a price.
That'd be great.
Um,
Especially that sign out front.
Yes.
I'm afraid that once I mean, even this week has been kind of windy as far as, and then that wind just comes
Yeah,
and it just,
yeah, there's some good-sized cracks in that sign.
Yeah.
and then hopefully we can save it before it actually like.
Yeah, nothing that can't be fixed, it's not that bad.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah,
That's definitely good.
but it needs some attention, like everything
Okay.
else.
So maybe by the next meeting, we should.
Yeah, so I'm gonna come in one day, Elizabeth and I have a bigger discussion about
Yeah,
these little things, and
Yeah,
say, look,
like the windowsills, I never,
yeah, like I'll
but
come
it,
in.
it is splitting and it does
Yeah.
need to be.
okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna come in one day and I'll take a legal pad and we'll walk around the building.
Sounds
And we'll
good.
start addressing things. You know, regular maintenance stuff, you should probably have a monthly schedule, like, you know, September, you know,
Yep.
make sure the boilers are tuned up if you got them.
Yep.
It's just other things, get ready for winter.
Yep.
And then in the spring, make sure your ACs are all fine, just the mechanical stuff. Other than that, you know, check the roof twice a year for leaks or penetration problems.
Yeah.
Which the capital list does have, that the roof was put in 2016. So, and I think the warranty's for 30 years. So
Yeah.
hopefully I won't be here.
You should get 20 to 30 years out of it. You never know.
That is drink myself. But yes, I will send you that list.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll work on that part.
Yes.
Okay.
So that way you don't have to worry about the buildings or,
Excellent.
That's
you know,
excellent.
get sudden
That's a great
surprises
idea.
when something falls apart and now you're paying 3 times as much instead of addressing it when it
Perfect.
first happened.
That sounds
Okay.
like a great plan. All right.
So,
Sounds
and then just to wrap up, just to highlight some events. So we do have, Lori is a children's room assistant, will be hosting a sewing 101 workshop on Saturday, November 23rd at 12. And so far we have 7 people who've signed up.
Wow.
Yes, so people really want to learn to sew, which I think everyone should know how to do. And then we have
I
a
can put a
watercolor.
button on.
We,
I can put a button on.
see,
right.
it's an essential
There you go.
skill.
Boy Scout.
Yeah.
We have a art class with Lana Kwan, who was here, I believe, last year. This is on December 12th at 6, and they will be doing watercolor on a note card and wooden ornaments. So you can sign up for that. It's a limited number of spaces, and then
Elizabeth, is she the 12th or the 2nd?
the 2nd, sorry,
Okay.
December 2nd
So
at
I'm thinking the
6.
sign-up has to be faster.
Yes. And then the Friends of the Library will be having their wreath sale / jewelry sale / blind date with a book sale on Saturday, November 30th from 10 to 12. And that's it for the director's report. I don't remember the date. I was in
18, I think.
Yeah, I know. And then we will also welcome back Cameron Shave in December. I don't have a calendar for me.
I think it's the 18th.
Wednesday, the 18th at 6. So come in, we'll have some holiday refreshments.
Wednesday is the 18th.
Perfect.
I think that was the night. They were fabulous last year.
Great.
And they were here in the summer, and they're really good.
Yes, yes. They're very lively. And, you know, it's, we don't have the 19-piece orchestra in here. There's about 8 or 7 of them in this room. And you can hear it throughout the entire
Still nice.
library. Yes, yes, to get in the holiday spirit.
Absolutely.
All right. Any questions about the director's report?
I don't have anything. Anybody else? No? Okay. Let's see if we can set up the date for the next meeting. So it was originally supposed to be Wednesday, December 11th, and I can't make that day. So we can keep it that day and someone else can sit here, or we can do a different day. I could do the 12th that week.
You know, I like Thursdays.
I mean, Thursdays are okay with me.
Okay.
If you want to do Thursdays?
Sure.
12:30?
If, yes, if that works. Or I can also do the 5th.
No.
Whatever works for
12's fine.
12,
12, 12?
12, 12,
12,
24.
12, 12, 24 at, we can even do noon if we really want to keep it that way. Is 12:30 good? Would you rather do noon? Well,
12, 12?
12, we could do 12,
I
12.
like noon,
You like noon is better?
I do,
Okay.
but see what everyone
Doesn't
else.
matter.
Noon's fine.
I mean,
It's fine. If
okay.
you have a preference, noon's fine with me.
Okay.
It's fine with me.
Sounds
They're
good.
new.
Okay, so the next meeting is going to be 12, 12 at 12.
Okay.
All right, well, that was good. So if we have no other business, if nobody has anything else, we just need a motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. This November, what's the day? No, it's not the 12th. 14th. The November 14th, 2024 meeting of the Acushnet Public Library Board of Trustees is officially adjourned. It is 1:12. Thank you.